I am extremely excited today because I have a very, very cool battery to talk about today. It's a LiTime 100 amp hour, 12 volt lithium iron phosphate battery. Now, many of you out there are familiar with LiTime, but for those of you who aren't familiar with LiTime, they have an excellent reputation for putting out high quality, great value batteries. The thing I'm most excited about is this battery has a special feature in it that solves the biggest issue with lithium iron phosphate batteries. So first, I'm going to charge it up. We're going to go over the specs. I'm going to do a couple capacity tests, and then we're going to dive into this special feature and how this can really help you out, especially for those of you in cold climates. So stay tuned, let's have some fun. So the first thing I have to do is charge up the battery. It came a little under 13 volts, which is a little unusual. Usually they come about 13.2, 13.3 maybe. So I'm going to charge it all up, and while we're waiting, I thought I would go through the manual and do some of the basic product overview stuff, so we can kind of the boring stuff out of the way. And then we can get into some capacity tests and talk about the really special feature that this battery has. So, product overview, it is a 12 volt battery, 100 amp hour. It is, of course, lithium iron phosphate. Operating voltage is 12.8. That's the nominal voltage. Charging voltage is 14.4. Recommended charging current is 20 amps. So it would be a 0.2 C. Max discharge current is 100 amps, so it's perfect for a solar setup. Max continuous output is 1280 watts. So all of those are pretty standard. We're going to test all that with our capacity test to make sure that it hits capacity and the energy. It is a Group 31. It does have M8 terminals. It does come with this cool manual, and for those of you who watch my channel, you know that I really love a good manual. This one has all the good stuff in it you'd expect. Safety instructions, the warnings, cable sizing, how to charge it, you know, all of the things that you would need for a beginner to get up and running quickly. And it also comes with this quick start guide. All of these are really helpful for those people that are new to this, that aren't as familiar. This will let you get up and running quickly. So I'm going to charge this battery up. We're going to go through a couple capacity tests, and then I'm going to spend some time talking about the really cool feature about this battery that will solve the biggest problem that lithium iron phosphate batteries have, and it'll save you a lot of headache, especially those of you who are in a cooler climate. So let's charge it up, and I'll be back in a few hours. We'll see what we get. So as suspected, the capacity test went well. It beat both energy and capacity, so no surprise there. What I really want to talk about, though, in this video is their self-heating function. That's really the heart of this video. Because this battery, like most batteries, has overvoltage, undervoltage, overcurrent, undercurrent. All batteries have that nowadays. They have what's called a BMS that controls all of that coming in and out. It's needed for this chemistry. Some batteries even have a low temperature protection, and that's because lithium iron phosphate is very sensitive to cold weather. It's sensitive to hot weather, but it's very sensitive to cold weather, as in if you charge a lithium iron phosphate battery in freezing temperatures, you'll actually wreck the battery. So a lot of batteries have a low temperature protection where they'll turn the battery off if the ambient temperature of the battery is too cold. But the LiTime battery goes a step further. It has an automatic self-heating function. And what that means is you can charge it as long as the temperature is above 41 degrees, but if it's below that, it actually has an internal mechanism in here that'll heat the battery up so you never hurt the battery. So it'll stop the charging, it'll warm the battery up. When the battery gets to the proper temperature, it'll allow charging again. So that's the feature that I want to test today. Now, I'm not going to do a teardown of this battery because with that heating element, I don't know what I'm going to encounter. I've seen other LiTime battery teardowns and their build quality is excellent, so I'm not too concerned about that, but I really want to dive into this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start charging it just in the ambient temperature. So I'm almost ready to test the automatic self-heating functionality of this battery, but I wanted to go in a little bit more detail about why this would be so important. So of course you can't charge a lithium iron phosphate battery when it's freezing out. We already talked about that. But what situations would this be important? Well, there's a couple that come to mind. If you're an RVer and you have this battery in your rig and you're traveling somewhere cool, you don't have to worry about it accidentally getting hurt while you're charging it in a cold environment. So another situation would be if you have an off-grid cabin. Maybe you're not there all the time. Maybe you have solar panels and everything's always hooked up. Well, with this automatic self-heating feature, you know that this battery will always be protected and you don't have to worry about it. So it's a very, very critical feature. Well, I gave it my best shot, but I was just not able to cool the battery down to the point of activating the automatic self-heating function. I don't have a cooler or a freezer big enough to put it in, so I put it in a tote with ice. I thought that would be enough, but it wasn't. So I'm a little disappointed in myself that I wasn't able to show that functionality. If anyone out there has a LiTime automatic self-heating battery, please let me know what your input is. I think it's a good battery. It's a solid battery. It has great documentation, performed well, it's built well. So I definitely think it's a good battery to get. I just really wish that it was cold enough here, but it's been mild. So this winter, when it gets nice and cold, I'll try it again to see how that functionality works. But until then, that's all I got. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to everyone later.